everybody, welcome to this review video of my most recent build. I am the Millennial Sage of Plastic, or just Sage, and I have just finished building the Hemoxian Thor, or to say his full name, the Non-Zero Series NZS-03-5. Oh, -05-3 Thor. Said that wrong. And I'm just gonna go over some little bits and pieces of what I liked, maybe some things I disliked, and then, you know, an overall, should you get this kit? Spoiler alert, you should. So what do you get in the box to start with? What comes in this? One, it is a big old box. It's like a 5-pound box. It is hefty, hefty, hefty. Inside you will find 25 runners. I believe 3 or 4 pieces that are just separate. They're pre-painted. They have some silver accents that are pre-painted and they're just off to the side in little baggies. It comes with an LED kit for his head, decals, and of course the instructions. And as a little bonus, it comes with a diorama back sheet that has a lightning effect on it for taking all of these sick and awesome photos. And if you're wondering how many bucks, dollars, or whatever it costs right now, checking new type, it is $69.99. Nice. It is not an expensive kit, so if you find it in the real world, it would probably run around $80, which is a pretty good kit for its size, because Thor stands tall. He is 8.85 inches tall. I believe most of my master grades come up to his chest, so they're all like tiny little brothers to him. And with his massive hammer and backpack unit, he's just incredibly imposing to the other models that I have built, especially high grades. High grades are like tiny little children. He could just pick them up and just hold them in his fist. It's incredibly hilarious how big he is compared to other things. But let's move on to another little part of my experience building him. Now, I didn't take any video of me building him. I did take a lot of pictures of my progress throughout the months that I was working on him, and it was a very enjoyable build. First thing, of course, you build is the head, popping that LED unit in it, clicking it on and off. It's just awesome. It's the first time I've used an LED kit, and it is incredibly simple. If you have the cavity in the head, you just pop the little button battery in it, slot it into a skull, and then kind of close everything around it. The build overall was really easy. I didn't find any massive issues with putting them together. So there was some difficulties putting his arms and his legs together. Just the final step of taking his left-hand side of his legs to the right-hand side and closing them together. There's a lot of inner pieces, a lot of contacts that you gotta line up just perfect and then all push in at the same rate, or it gets jammed and it won't, you know, I had to use my part separator. Make sure you have a part separator. I used it a lot to pop some things apart just to get everything lined up. But it was, other than the small little difficulties of that, it was an incredibly easy build. Just took a while because there's a lot to him. He's a big boy. One other thing with the build is I don't know what it is with the water slides for that kit. I don't know if it is all Hemoxian kits, but the water slides they wanted to come right off the paper. I have talked about doing water slides before, and that it can take somewhere between 30 to 45 seconds for it to soak up enough water to come off the paper backing. As soon as I placed the water slide down, it was just up. It's like, put me on the model. I'm ready to go, boss. It was insane. I must have done the decals on this model incredibly quickly, just because I was only waiting maybe 10 seconds for any of the stickers to come, any of the decals to come off to place them on the model. Blew me away. The last one I had done, which was a Bandai kit, for some reason it just took forever for the water decals to come undone. They just use extra strength glue on those. So moving on, let's just kind of go with a general kind of pros and cons here of my thoughts on this, and then kind of you can get a general takeaway. A lot of pros. It's a fun build. It looks really cool. Really not that complicated build. If you built a master grade, you can easily build this one. It comes with that backdrop thing. I've never seen any other model kit that comes with one. I've looked around and some others do, but this is my first one that came with a backdrop, which made taking pictures so awesome. They just came out really cool since he's way too big to fit in my tiny light box. He comes with a LED kit. Again, this is my first time with an LED kit, and most Bandai kits, you have to buy them as a secondary piece from a third party, but this kit just came with one in box, and it was just great. Going on some cons, and these are really just really minor cons. I wish it came with a base. Even though he's got really large legs and he's pretty beefy, he does not want to stand very easily. When you put that backpack unit on him, he just wants to fall backwards all the time. So in my final pose, I had to partially lean him forward and use his axe as a his hammer as a counterweight. So it's a little difficult to pose him in certain ways if he doesn't have a base. And I know some other Hemoxian kits do come with bases. I really wish this one did too, but it's a small gripe. They does have the components on his runners to get bases, but I just do not know which base to get that would work with him. Another thing you might see if you look at pictures is that a lot of his pictures online, he has this really sick fabric cape. Sorry to disappoint anyone, yours will probably not have it, because this was a special edition thing that came with the first printings of this kit, and even though on new type it shows pictures of him with the fabric cape, and it shows the specific box that has little gold lettering on it on the front that says it's the first edition or special edition. If it doesn't have that little gold, Chinese lettering on it on the front, I believe it says like special, like first print or something when I translated it, it will not have that cape in there. So mine does not have the cape, and I have to say I was incredibly disappointed. It was one of the reasons I wanted the kit, but it still looks cool. I just wish I would have known going into it that it wouldn't have that. Other than that, really, that's all I kind of have to say on the kit as a whole. It is an awesome build. I would fully recommend getting this kit. I've already purchased 2 other Hemoxian kits. I can't even remember what they are, but I'll post up pictures here. That would be the Lone Shadow and the Naraka Blade Point. I totally knew that off the top of my head. I didn't just wander over and then quick cut this to make me sound like I know what I'm talking about. That, I think, would be the best way to really sell Hemoxian as a set of kits and companies and all, is that halfway through my kit, I had already bought the Lone Shadow, and I bought the Naraka Blade Point about when I was almost done with it. So I have already 2 other physically in my backlog, and I have pre-ordered another one that will be coming sometime next year, which also looks awesome. The other thing is all the Hemoxian kits look freaking incredible, so I fully would suggest, if you like just really cool generic mechas, I would totally get a Hemoxian kit if you've been on the fence or anything. They are really great builds, really fun kits, and they just look awesome on your shelf. So I give this, I don't know, 9 out of 10. I give it 9 Gunplas out of 10 Gunplas. I don't have a rating scale. It just, is it awesome? Yes, and that's it. But I hope this was helpful. Maybe it'll lead you to maybe purchasing the kit or something like that, or anything like that. But check out my other stuff. Subscribe to my channel. I post pretty regularly shorts of my builds of different Gunpla kits and Warhammer stuff. But until then, I gotta get back to the bench. I got a huge backlog and a lot of stuff to paint. So until next time, I will talk to you all later.